what we're gonna do here is we're gonna kind of like push and pull, okay? I'm gonna push down on a knee and pull up on the foot, okay? And when I do, I'm just gonna step in. So I'm gonna like step in just like this. So my knee is going to the middle, okay? Then I'm gonna step and kind of wrap the leg. I don't even have to necessarily like wrap the ankle. I'm just trying to trap it. Very similar to how we've been trapping the arm in the monoplata series, but same kind of idea, because I'm trapping it with almost like an overhook, okay? So right here, I'm gonna kind of push away, step inside, okay? My shin is making connection to him, so I'm not just like stepping like this and then trying to pull him to me. I want to step and actually like be kind of like driving into him, almost like I'm lifting his hips or making him go in half, like folding him in half, right? My other leg is gonna step in, and then I'm gonna trap here. When I sit, guys, I want to try to pull his knee tight to my hip, so I can use that by making a grip, or I'll usually just kind of cup onto the top of the thigh. When I sit forward, my knee is going to slide until the instep hooks the thigh, and then my heel goes to his hip. All I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to turn to the side, I'm going to trap his leg just like this. Okay, so my elbow is on the floor, keeping his foot from touching the ground, okay, and my legs are legally attacking his leg, okay? So this is a submission that's going to be legal for all belts, white belt and above. When we start getting into reaping and different ways to attack the foot, that's when we start getting into some other rules that might or might not apply to you guys. But for tonight's class, this is going to be legal for all belts. Okay? My hips are tight into his hips. There's not a huge gap here between the two of us. I'm tight to him, okay? I want to make sure that his foot is not on the floor. So whether I've wrapped the ankle or I'm just trapping, his foot is not on the floor. I am kicking Jeff, okay? My shin is kicking Jeff. I need to be that deep into the leg if I want to try to attack it, right? So I'm pushing this leg away from me with my right hand, keeping him away. I'm gonna step. Then at this point, this is when I'm starting to collect the leg, okay? I can start pulling it tight to my myself. And again, guys, I'm setting the foot as I sit down. Okay, so my leg is coming in as I sit. But notice that I sat off to my side. I don't sit back to my back. It's much harder for him to pull his leg out like this, even if I'm just laying here, okay? Versus if I'm like this. If I'm also just laying here. Does everybody understand? Okay, so cheat that angle just a little bit. But when we enter, I want to make sure that I'm already making pressure and kind of tension into his guard, right? So I step. I'm pulling his leg to me as I kind of like pinch in. So I'm just like this. Boop. Sit down. Pull his knee tight to me, and now I've isolated his foot. The foot is off the ground, so I can start to attack it and make sure that he cannot stand up on it. Here, controlling my partner's legs. Okay, I step in. I can even reach and hook if I want to like start wrapping here. Okay, or when I do, guys, no matter what, I'm pulling his leg back to me. Whether I'm here or here, I'm pulling it back and into my hip. Okay, so as I come forward, I defend. Now watch, I'm going to post my hand on the floor, and that's going to allow me to base my weight, and almost like I'm rotating here. Okay, so I'm trying to rotate, and then now my hand will pummel inside, bringing it high to my chest like this. Everybody understand? Okay, so my hand is just coming in here and like scooping. And it's easy if I just kind of like go up to myself and then tight to him. Now again, my hand stays here on the floor because if I stay really tight on my arm, then it's hard to like wrap it the way I want. If I can hold my weight here, then it's easy for me to kind of escape my weight, be loose, and slide up his leg versus kind of like grind my way to the end. Does that make sense? So that's what this hand is helping me do. Later on, you guys will use your legs to do this. Okay, but for tonight, the hand is fine. Okay, so my hand is going to be here. Look, I kind of hold my weight like I'm doing a half of a push-up, and then this hand comes in. But when I do this, I don't try to hug around his calf. I shouldn't feel the muscle. Okay, I want to slide like I'm taking my thumb all the way up to his Achilles. I should feel the ridge of my thumb on his tendon, okay, on the Achilles tendon. If I'm not feeling it, then I'm not high enough. I need to keep working till I get there, okay? So again, I base my weight, I've trapped the leg. Look, I'm gonna wrap. I can even like hollow out my body, so I'm arching my back to create space. But this is important because it helps me hold my weight. So here, arch my back, and then now my hand is deep on his ankle. I'm not worried about squeezing yet, okay? I just need to get my elbow out of the way first. So my elbow is gonna start kind of falling back behind me. This allows me to fall to my shoulder, and then I can start putting pressure into Jeff's ankle. Does everybody understand? I don't need two hands, okay? You could go like ball and socket if you wanted to, but you don't really need to. And that's what you guys have to understand with the straight ankle lock, is it's about getting the leg really tight, getting up to the ankle, and then starting to rotate while you extend. Okay, you're kind of tightening up everything before you start arching, okay? So again, we're here, we land, I'm basing. I'm gonna hollow out my body as I curl and get my hand tight to his Achilles. Okay, now my elbow is gonna get out of my way, because look, I cannot go to the floor. So my elbow gets out of the way, but I don't lose the heel. So I just make sure I'm always kind of crunching a little bit, lifting, shrugging, okay, to keep it high on his Achilles. Then I let my weight fall, and I'm slowly gonna push off of my hip and kind of like try to look over my shoulder.